Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back in my cider shed with some more cider to try. But it's not. It's Perry. It's from Ross-on-Wye. It's what I've been wanting to try for a while. I've got so many samples knocking about, I keep forgetting what I've got to try. This is one of them. I've still got loads. Anyway, what is it, Chris? Stop talking nonsense. Alright, it is Thorn Flakey Bark 2020. So two very different Perry pairs. Aged together there in an oak cask. What does it say on the side? This is Thorn, but not as you know it. 90% Thorn, 10% flaky bark. Only 10%. Meets fermentation ex raison d'etre barrels, so cider barrels, blended cider. The result is completely unique. Rather than the big acidity of Thorn, and it has big acidity, or it can do anyway. Or the challenging astringency of Flakey, or even the smoke of oak casks. Everything is rolled into one luscious, juicy, unbroken flavour that begins on the lips and fills the mouth completely. Gorgeous, quaffable, green and silky, full flavoured perry with no compromise. May contain a natural sediment from bottle conditioning. And indeed, it does. Not very much. Not compared to some perries which can throw up some insane sediments. You can see it's quite organic looking, isn't it? They usually are, but actually if you drink them, you just don't even feel it going down. It looks really organic and like thick, and you don't even feel it going down. Let's open this mofo. What's the ABV on this, by the way? 5.8. Very civilised. Pop. Smoking gun, all right. Look at that. Oh, we got bubbles. Got some lovely looking. Oh, and there's some sediment coming to the top as well. See that? Never seen that happen before. Maybe we'll get some in the glass and I can prove my point. So look. How much should we pour out? I think that's sufficient. Nice mousse in that, isn't it? Beautiful. Beautiful. So you're not as so Thorn is not as brassy as Flakey Bark. That's a Thorn. Slightly darker Thorn. That's a Thorn from Cumadic. Actually, hang on. Well, that totally just proves my point, because that's the Thorn as well. So this Thorn just happens to be lighter in colour. But if you compare it to like a Flakey Bark, typical Flakey Bark is much darker in colour, like that. Don't think I proved anything there. What a waste of everybody's time. Right, pop this back up again, turn it around. So you've got some Mignon, you've got 2021 gin there to try. From Cumadic. Oh, yes. So many things to try. Right, where's my thingamajig? It's stuffed down here. There it is. It's not as white as it once was. I have to get a new one. There you go. So it's got some lights, but actually there is a tiny hint of that brassiness about it. There is. It's not just gold. It's like, I say it all the time, but there's that slight brassy element to it, which I do like. I do like. Super bright though. Very pretty looking thing. Let's give it a swirl. Give it a sniff. Oh wow. Okay. So this has got oh, okay. Give me a sec. There's definite smokiness. There's definite phenolic sort of element to this, which one has to assume comes from the barrel. It has to. One assumes. There's sort of a rubbery Wellington boot thing about it as well, which is nice. There's a hint of lime in the background. Yeah. Yeah, it is quite an interesting nose. Yeah. Mouthwatering. Mouthwatering from smelling it. Not what I expected at all. Really phenolic though. Okay, there was whiskey-like phenolics in that. Let's taste it. There are solid tannins. There absolutely are solid tannins. And I'm getting leatheriness on the back end. It's a hard tannin. Never had that from. Have I ever had that from a Perry? I mean, Flakey Bark got tannin, but I don't remember getting leatheriness like this. So again, is that from the barrel again? I mean, they're quite firm. It's quite a firm, leathery, you know, like cedar box, tobacco-ish kind of leather, like sort of feeling on the back, which is coming from the hard tannin. It has got acidity. It's not as brutally acidic as Thorn can be at all. There is a slight sort of rich pear character in the middle, very delicate, and it's got that Thorn acidity around it. It's like 10% flaky bark. I think it's made a massive difference to this, but I think the barrel has as well. This has got loads of things going on in completely different places. It's like the nose is nothing like the palate. The palate has got this acidity, but then it's got this sort of tannic structure which you don't expect to have. With this kind of slightly, I don't say austere, but kind of bright, sparkling kind of acid sort of perry. It doesn't quite feel dry either. I'm pretty sure it is dry, but it's only 5.8%. So actually, maybe flaky bark, maybe it's sorbitol. Maybe there's some sorbitol in there. In fact, that must be what it is. Hint of sorbitol, which actually is great as well. With the acidity and everything else, it's another layer to it. There's loads going on with this. I can't get over the difference between the palate and the nose. They're so different. They are so different. It's insane. That's a really interesting perry. That's a really interesting perry. I mean, it's an interesting beverage. Every time I sip it, my synapses are firing, which is a great thing. It's a great thing. It's really interesting. I'm glad I tasted it. I'm glad I got around to tasting it, because, yeah, yeah, very different to anything I've had before. And the tannic structure, I'm finding very unusual. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just forgetting that I've had lots of very tannic perries, but I don't feel like I have anything with like a lot of hard tannin, you know, and not masses and masses of soft. But flaky bark does have a tannic structure, absolutely. But it feels like for 10%, it's over. It's, you know, it's overhitting. There you go. What an interesting perry, and you can get it on my website when I put it up, which is probably up by now. I'm trying to get everything done this week and next. So yeah. You want to get some of this? Get some of this. There's loads of other new stuff up on there as well, including gin. This gin. There's an old field from Cummatic. There's a new Thorn from Cummatic. You better prosper from Cummatic, but not very many at all. So if you want any of them, you better be quick. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me in my cider shed. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.